Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are very good. So this is our second class. In the first class we have discussed about storage and memory devices. Yes? Yes. Hope all have understood the lesson. So now we'll be starting with the exercises. Fine? Open page number 14 in your computer science textbook. All have got your pencils in your hand? Are you all ready? Shall we do it children? Shall we do it? Yes. So, your first main will be multiple choice question. In that, first question is a byte consists of a group of how many bits? Is it 7 bits, 8 bits or 9 bits? Answer will be option B, 8 bits. Okay children, a byte consists of how many bits? 8 bits. The answer will be 8 bits. Yes, are you following me? First one, option is B, 8 bits. Second one. What type of memory stores the data and information permanently? ROM, RAM, RIM. Option A, very good. Option A, ROM, read-only memory. Option A, ROM, read-only memory. Okay children, good. Third one, out of ROM and RAM, which is non-volatile memory? Out of ROM and RAM, which is non-volatile memory? ROM, RAM, both A and B. Answer correctly. Option is A, ROM. ROM is non-volatile memory. Option is ROM. Why? Read-only memory, wherein you cannot change any information on it. Wherein you cannot change any information or data on it. Fine, you can only read. Next, fourth one. Of the memory devices, which has the highest storage capacity, children? Of the memory devices, which has the highest storage capacity? RAM, pen drive, hard disk drive. Option is C, hard disk drive. Is it so? Option is C, hard disk drive. Hard disk drive. Then, fifth one. The full form of DVD is A, digital versatile disk, digital variable disk, duty versus decimal. What's the answer children? Option is digital versatile disk. Option is A, digital versatile disk. Digital versatile disk. Are you all following me? Are you understanding children? Again I'll tell you. First one, a byte consists of 8 bits. Second one, what type of memory stores the data and information permanently? ROM, read-only memory. Third one, out of ROM and RAM, which is non-volatile memory? Option A is A, ROM, read-only memory. Fourth one, of the memory devices, which has the highest storage capacity? Hard disk drive. Fifth one, the full form of DVD is option A, digital versatile disk. Option A, digital versatile disk. Shall we move on to the second main children? Yes, second main is your fill in the blanks. In that, first one, a pen drive is a small device which can store a large amount of data. A pen drive is a small device which can store large amount of data. What's the answer? Portable. Very good. I know many of them would have answered. I know you children are very intelligent. Answer is portable. Second one. In the short form CDR, R stands for recordable. Second one, R stands for recordable. R stands for recordable. Third one. On a hard disk, each surface has its own head. On a hard disk, each surface has its own read-write head. Has its own read-write head. Next, fourth one children. In CDRW, RW stands for what? In CDRW, RW stands for rewritable. RW stands for rewritable. RW stands for rewritable. Okay? Fifth one. Looks similar to CD but stores a larger amount of data. What is it? Yes, I know. The last option what is left out is DVD. That is your digital versatile disk. Answer is DVD. Shall I repeat it once again, children? Will you follow it with me? First one is a pen drive is a small portable device which can store a large amount of data. First one answer is portable. Write correctly, children. Don't make a mistake. Second one, in the short form CDR, R stands for recordable. Only recording. Writing cannot be done. Okay. Third one, on a hard disk, each surface has its own read-write head. Each surface has its own read-write head. Then, in CDRW, RW stands for rewritable. RW stands for rewritable. Then next one, fifth one, DVD looks similar to a CD but stores a very large amount of data. Yes, children, finished? Don't worry, don't get panic. We'll do it once again. Fine. At the end, I'll repeat it once again. We'll be moving on to the next topic. Got it, children? Are you all with me? Good. Then third one is your state true or false. In that, first one, you can only read data from a CD-ROM but you cannot write on it. True or false? True. Very good. You cannot write on ROM. You can only read the data. Second one, you can store data on a CD-RW and can also erase it. True. RW stands for rewritable. Compact disk, rewritable, wherein you can even rewrite it. That means the data once stored can be erased and you can write it once again. So, the option will be true. The answer will be true for second one. Third one, floppy disks are faster and more reliable than a pen drive. No, it is false. Pen drive can store more amount of data compared to floppy disk. So it is false. Fourth one. What's the question, children? Fourth one. A nibble is a group of 4 bits. A nibble is a group of 4 bits. True or false? Hey, true. Who said false? Very bad. Who said true? Very good. That means you have gone through. Machine language is written in the form of zeros, ones and twos. True or false, children? True, because computer cannot understand our language. So it converts our English language to machine language in the form of zeros and ones. What do you call zeros and ones as? Binary digit. Understood? Yes. Got it, children? I'll repeat it once again. First one, what's the question? You can only read data from ROM, but you cannot write on it. True. Second one, you can store data on CD-RW and can also erase it. True. Third one, floppy disks are faster and more reliable than a pen drive. False. Fourth one, a nibble is a group of 4 bits. True. Fifth one, machine language is written in the form of zeros, ones and twos. True. Fine. Okay. Shall we move on to match the following? Fourth main. 3, 4 and 5. Okay. I'll just tell you the correct answers so that you will be fine in writing them. Okay. Shall we start, children? Yes. The digits 0 and 1 are known as, the digits 0 and 1 are known as, option D, bits or binary digits. Bits or binary digits. Option is D. First one option is D. Second one, secondary memory is used to, yes children, secondary memory is used to read write memory, or you can also tell it as store data permanently. Store data permanently. Option is A. Second one option is A. It stores the data permanently. RAM is also known as read write memory because you can do both the options. You can read as well as erase it, and you can also write on it. So RAM is called as read write memory. Third one option is E. Third one option is E. Okay children. Then fourth one, hard disk consists of several disks called B, platters. Option is B, platters. In each platter you can store the data. Understand children? In each of the platters, it consists of 8 platters in hard disk. In those 8 platters also, in each platter you can store the data. Fine. Fifth one, 2 kinds of memory, of computer memory are primary and secondary memory. Primary and secondary memory. Option is C. Option is C. Understood children? First one, the digits 0 and 1 are known as bits or binary digits. Option is D. Second one, secondary memory is used to store data permanently. Option is A. Third one, RAM is also known as read write memory. Okay. Fourth one, hard disk consists of several disks called platters. Last but not the least, fifth one, 2 kinds of memory of a computer are primary memory and secondary memory. Understood children? Yes. Now we'll move on to the answer the following questions. Fine. I'll just be telling you the answers. I'll send you the correct proper answers in the PDF format so that you can see and write it in your notes properly. Okay. These things you are supposed to answer. Got it children? Once I have discussed this, these things you can answer. Got it? Question answers I'll be sending it to you. Fine children? Yes. Now, after this, we'll be moving on to the next topic. That is GUI operating system. What's the heading children? GUI operating system. Now I want everyone to concentrate. Notes I'll be sending it to you. Now don't sit and waste your time. Concentrate here. GUI operating system. GUI operating system. Okay children? So, before moving to operating system, what are the things you will be understanding in this class? Fine. So, we'll be checking on to that. You will be knowing what is quick launch bar, task bar, taskbar, then setting, date, time, volume, okay, then using of shortcut menu, So before children knowing all these things, you will have to know what is GUI, what is an operating system. Fine, understood? First, before seeing all these things, you will have to know what is a GUI and what is the operating system. Let me tell you, in the last class, whatever we have learnt, we'll see what it is. Okay, I'll just revise you what are the things you have learnt. So you have learnt what is a computer. Yes, what are the different types of computer memory, how a machine language is written in the form of binary digits, what are the two types of memory, primary memory and secondary memory. What are the two types of primary memory? That's your ROM and RAM. ROM, wherein only read only data, and it is a non-volatile memory wherein only reading option is there, you cannot write on it. The second one is RAM, random access memory, wherein you can write the data on the memory, okay, and it is volatile memory. You can change the options in that, data options. Then what else you learned? Secondary memory, you learnt about hard disk drive, you learnt about CD, DVD. CD you learnt two types, which is CD-R, which is only for recording purpose, you cannot do anything on that. CD-RW is CD rewritable, wherein read and write both options are available. So these are the things which you have learnt in the first chapter of your storage and memory devices of computers. Fine. So in this chapter, you will be knowing GUI, graphical user interface, and operating system. Here in this, you will be understanding what is a quick launch bar, what is a task bar, how do you set date, time and volume in your computer, then what is a shortcut menu. Understood, children? Fine. Shall we start? Now, operating system, it is the main controller of your computer. Fine, children? Operating system, it is the main activity or the performance, or it controls the overall activity of your computer. Understand? I'll be writing it. Listen to me carefully. Operating system controls the overall activities of computer. Understand, children? Operating system controls the overall activities of the computer. What is this? We'll understand. So, it is like it acts as an interface between the user and the system. Operating system, it acts as an interface between the user and the computer system. I'll give a small example for you. How it exactly works. Example is, now I'm teaching you, I'm taking class to you. You are understanding the concept of this. Fine. If you just read this textbook, you will not know what it is. You can just read the textbook. Will you be able to understand what the data is given? If you just read the heading GUI operating system, will you understand it? No. But you need an interface. So, I am the interface between you, user, and the textbook. Understood, children? So, I am the interface, and you are the user who are using me to know the textbook. Got it? So, you are using me to understand the textbook. Understood? Here in the system also, what happens? The operating system, it works as an interface. Operating system, it works as an interface. Okay? You can call it as a communicator also. You can call it as a communicator also. Okay. So this is the user, operating system and computer. Okay children, are you getting my point? User, operating system, computer. So another example I'll give you. If you want to print something, you give a order or you give the input to print a copy of a file or a folder, whatever it is. So what it does, the operator system gives the connection or orders the printer to print the copy for you. Okay. So this acts as an interface between you and the computer. Understood? Yes? Yes or no? Hope all have understood there. Yes. Shall we be moving on? Shall we move on? And it controls the overall activities, children. It controls the overall activities of a computer. It controls the overall activities of the computer. So either you use the printer or the scanner or all the other peripheral devices, how the CPU works and all those things. So all this can be done, controlled by the operating system. Yes. Now we'll be moving on to taskbar. What is this taskbar? So this is your desktop screen which is available once you turn on your system. Yes. It looks like this, children, somewhat. Windows screen. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. And here you will be having a start button. And here other files and folders, and here you will be you can see the date and time. Yes, date and time both will be available, and here different folders will be available for you. Yes or no? Yes? Yes. The bottom strip of the desktop screen is called as taskbar. What is it, children? The bottom strip of desktop screen. The bottom strip of desktop screen is called as taskbar, wherein the start button, other control buttons, like when you minimize the files or folders which is available, which you can see, then the time, date and the volume and all those things, internet connection, wherein it will be there. The bottom strip of the desktop screen is called as the taskbar. Again I am repeating, the bottom strip of desktop screen is called as taskbar. Once again I will repeat, children, the bottom strip of desktop screen is called as taskbar. Understood? Yes. Next. Which one is the start button? The start button. Start button. So on the taskbar itself, a small button will be available. That's your start button. Once you click on that, you will be able to launch the quick access toolbar. You will be launching the quick launch bar. Quick launch bar. Okay. Once you click on the start button, another pop-up menu will appear. Wherein you can find documents, my computer, MS Word or MS Office, accessories and all those things. Once you click on the start button and that is called as quick launch bar. Once you click on the start button, the another pop-up menu what it appears on the screen, that is called as quick launch bar. Understood? So now we have learned taskbar. The bottom strip of the desktop screen is called as the taskbar. start button which is available on the taskbar itself. Once you click on the taskbar, quick launch bar will be available. A pop-up menu type quick launch bar will be available. Now we'll see how to customize the taskbar. How to customize the taskbar. What is this customizing, children? What is this customizing? Customizing is nothing but you can change the properties, okay, which are important for you. You can change the properties. For example, in your mobile phone, in the front screen, whichever options you want your contacts, phone contacts, then you want your time and weather forecasting, which are important for you. You will keep all of them in your computer screen. Once you turn on your mobile phone, that should be available for you. In the same way, in the system also you can do this, okay. Customizing taskbar. Customizing taskbar. So, how do you do it? Step 1 will be right click on the desktop screen. Right click on the desktop screen. Then click on properties. Right click on the desktop screen. Then click on the properties. Then another option will be available. Once you click on that, a window will appear. After clicking on the properties, then lock the taskbar. Click on lock the taskbar. Okay, children. Then next one, step 3, you can click on the auto hide the taskbar. Auto hide the taskbar. Once you click on auto hide the taskbar, if you don't have any work with that, once you click on the start button and it will get disappeared. Okay, it will not appear on your window. If you want to do it, again click on the escape button and it will be available. Taskbar will be available. What is the meaning of taskbar? What's the definition? The bottom strip on the desktop screen is called as the taskbar. Fine. Then next one, step 4, click on the use small icons. You can use small icons, okay, instead of making them big. If you can't see what it is or anything, you can just make them small icons. Now what are icons? You have learned it in your 3rd standard. Icons. Forgot? I want the answer in the next class. Option, okay. Then step 5, you will be click on OK. That's your assignment, children. If you know what is an icon, I want you to write it at the end of the notes also. Fine. You can just write the question, what is an icon? You can just click on that and you can just write the answer. Fine. Yes. Now customizing the taskbar. I'll repeat it once again how you can customize it. Right click on the desktop screen. Click on the option properties. Lock the taskbar. Click on the option locking the taskbar. Auto hide the taskbar. You can do these options. Then use small icons instead of big ones. Then click OK. Whatever changes you want to do on your taskbar, that can be done using the option properties and by right clicking on the desktop screen. Fine, children. Now in this class you have learnt operating system. What is an operating system? So what is an operating system? It acts as an interface between the user and the computer. And what does it exactly do? It controls the overall activities of the computer. Yes? Yes. Then you have learnt taskbar. What is taskbar? The bottom strip of the computer desktop screen is called as the taskbar. The bottom strip at the desktop screen is called as the taskbar. So after this you have learned the start button. Start button, it appears on the taskbar left hand side corner, it will be there. Once you click on that, you will be getting another window or pop-up window wherein you will be having accessories, my documents, computers, my drive and all those things. Fine. So that one is called as the quick launch bar, which will be available on clicking the start button. Got it? Then you have learned customizing the taskbar. What is this customizing the taskbar? You will be doing the right click option. Then right click will be done on the desktop screen. Then properties, you will be checking on the properties, how to do it. Locking the taskbar, you can do different activities in that. You can customize it however you want. You can either lock the taskbar, auto hide the taskbar, okay. Then using the small icons you can set which all are which is good for you and which is however designs you want, you can make them. Then click on the OK. Once you do all the corrections or any other changes, you can click on the OK and those changes will be saved. Fine children, I'll be continuing in the next class. Until then, take care. Bye.